Hello.
Hello.
Mario. It is early April 2021 and Steve, Shawn, Joey, Michael and I are at the southern terminus of the Art Loeb Trail in Pisgah National Forest, North Carolina.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our plan is to spend the next 4 days hiking northbound along the trail. The biggest challenges that we're going to face are the terrain. We've got a lot of climbs and the weather. The lows today are in the around 20 tonight. The high during the day is low 40s. Gusts of winds up to 30 miles an hour.
Been a tad breezy today.
We're going to try to stay warm by stay moving. So we're ready to hit the trail.
Let's do it.
Alrighty. Let's hit it, boys.
It's about 40-45 degrees right now, but this little fella came out to soak up a little sun.
Now it feels official.
We're in our protective green tunnel as the wind rips and roars overhead. Beautiful little view for us here on this beautiful day. We just wish the wind would cool down a little bit. Quick snack break on the beautiful chestnut knob before we finish off our last couple miles for the day.
Two hours later.
Well, we are quite lost in the middle of the woods here. At some point we got off the Art Loeb Trail and we were following a very distinct trail that does not appear to show up on any maps. But we're backtracking now, trying to find our way to the correct direction. After a good 2-3 hours and 4+ miles of wandering down an unmarked, unnamed trail, we're back on Art Loeb, desperately searching for camp before the sun sets and the sub-freezing temperatures move in. Chestnut knob. The sun has set. We've probably got a mile still to go. Home sweet home. It's dark. We came 12+ miles on a day where we planned for 7. And this is going to be the end of day 1. Good night. Morning.
Good morning. Morning.
We made it to day 2.
Yeah, we did.
Survived a rough day yesterday and cold night last night, but we're none the worse for the wear. Our plan today is we've got a big climb up the mountain that's coming up in a little bit, and that's going to be the majority of our day, is getting up to the top there and then dropping down a little bit to hopefully find camp for the night. So we're excited to get going and continue on our trek.
Let's get the blood pumping.
Alrighty.
Let's do it, boys.
Let's rock.
Big rock faces, really impressive. very cool ice formations along the trail this morning. I'm not sure that it's gotten above freezing yet. We've enjoyed a nice snack break and grabbed the last water source here at Butter Gap before we begin our big old climb up Pilot Mountain. And that should take most of the rest of the day for us. Finally, a nice sheltered stretch of trail for us. It is good to be out of that cold, blustery wind. Our climb up Pilot Mountain has begun. And we think it's going to be a pretty tough one from what we've heard. The marathon continues up Pilot Mountain. Making it to the top. A beautiful view for us at the top of Pilot Mountain. We finally made it on a great day for backpacking. And should be all downhill for us to get to camp now. What goes up must come down. Making our way towards camp. Home sweet home. We've made to our camping area for the night around the Deep Gap shelter. We are going to enjoy making it to camp before nightfall today. The Art Loeb Trail was dedicated in 1969 and is named after Arthur J. Loeb, a Brevard resident and member of the Carolina Mountain Club. The 30.1-mile Art Loeb Trail is widely recognized as one of the best hikes in North America. On this trip, we're using the Pisgah Ranger District map, Nat Geo number 780. Let's take a look at the map for day 1. We started at the Davidson River Trailhead. We followed the Art Loeb Trail for a good couple miles before we got somewhere in this section where we got off trail, came 2.5 miles off trail, backtracked, found our way onto the ALT again, and then we finished up our day down to Sandy Gap. Along the trail, day 1 was about 7 miles, but we covered about 12. Let's take a look at the map for day 2. We started at our campsite at Sandy Gap, followed the Art Loeb Trail through Butter Gap, continuing along the Art Loeb Trail up to Pilot Mountain, and then we dropped down to Deep Gap and climbed a little bit back to the Deep Gap shelter. Day 2 was about 8 miles.
Yesterday was tough. It seemed pretty easy. We got to mile 4 and day was going really well, making good progress, and that's when everything got turned around. What I gotta say is the crew did a good job. Heads were together, everybody stayed calm, everybody just got a plan together, we figured it out. Made it to camp. Made it to camp late, but we made it to camp. And last night was brutal. Night hiking into camp, super cold. It's never a position you want to be in, but everything went okay, and today went really well. The climb up Pilot Mountain was, that's quite a climb, but we're over it, on the other side of it now, here at camp. Everything's looking really good. Having a good time. Made a couple of new friends, got some people camped out here with us, and we're just enjoying the sunshine, and life is great. Man, you really get the reward for the work you put in, and I gotta tell you, it's been a good one so far, and I'm really impressed with the crew we have, and everybody's been having a good time. Spirits are high, and what a good night. So far so good. Let's keep on cooking.
Day 2, much better for us than day 1.
Much better.
Yep.
Substantially.
Indeed.
How nice was it to make it to camp in the daylight, fellas?
I would say it was pretty nice.
It was
Incredible.
fantastic, yeah.
We are living in luxury.
Great hike for us today. Coming up Pilot Mountain was tough, but we survived and we're here. Had a good day. The lows tonight should be a little warmer than last night, so we're hoping to stay good there. We got a couple guys in the shelter, a couple set up outside. We'll get a campfire going thanks to Michael gathering up a bunch of wood for us, and we'll settle in for a relaxing evening. That'll be the end of day 2. Good night.
Good night.
There are 2 deep gaps along the Art Loeb Trail. Pilot Mountain Deep Gap in the southern section, and Cold Mountain Deep Gap in the northern part.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
We made it to day 3 of our through hike along the Art Loeb Trail, Pisgah National Forest, North Carolina. Another cold night last night, probably no warmer than night 1.
Sadly.
We are very excited for today. It's going to be our most beautiful hike of the trip. Lots of spectacular views for us. We do have a big climb to start out the morning, and then we'll get up to the ridges and we'll be enjoying the landscape that we see out in all directions along the way.
It's gonna be beautiful.
We're all packed up. It's time to hit the trail.
Let's hit the trail.
Let's
Let's
do
hit
it.
it, boys.
Boom.
Bam.
Do this.
All right, brother. Bam.
All right, boys.
Time to get focused, y'all. Make this push happen. Let's need some dizzle.
Cold on this side of the mountain. Some big icicles hanging. This section of the Art Loeb Trail right after the Blue Ridge Parkway is just treacherous on an icy day like today. Starting to bust out into the wide open views that we've been looking forward to. Many more on the way for us. It is beautiful. If I was a crier, I'd probably be crying right now.
The breathtaking balds that we enjoy in Shining Rock today are the result of devastating environmental impacts. This area was heavily logged in the early 1900s, and the resulting wildfires permanently transformed the landscape from lush forests into sparse balds.
Making our way up Tennant Mountain. North of Tennant Mountain, there's looking east. Beautiful, beautiful day for us today. Looking south. And there's out to the west, the way we've been walking here for the last little bit. 6,040 feet. Well, Michael, we've been working for 3 days to get to these views. How do you feel, and how's the trip been for us so far, buddy?
The first 2 days, I mean, it was, you know, a little bit of ankle hell being up on the balds. I mean, just these huge rolling hills. It was all worth it, definitely. But I'm really glad to say that it's accomplished. You know, took on the challenge. Yeah, if you're up for some adventure and if you want, you know, a good time and some, you know, trail that poses some challenge, I definitely suggest the Art Loeb. Absolutely.
Investor Gap at the entrance to the Shining Rock Wilderness. Off in the distance is the distinctive double summit of Sam Knob. There are no flowers this time around, but this is Flower Gap. A lot of ice still on the trails. It's been a cold trip for us. Shining Rock. This is our water source for the night. We are going to camel up and hike about a half mile farther to find a camp spot. Home sweet home. We've made it to camp for the night. Found a good spot here off the trail and we're going to get set up. About an hour of daylight left.
The Shining Rock Wilderness was one of the nation's first wilderness areas and was named for the white quartz outcrops that reflect brilliantly on a sunny day.
Let's take a look at the map for day 3. We started today at the Deep Gap Shelter, followed the Art Loeb Trail through a crossing with the Blue Ridge Parkway, joining with the MST, another crossing of a road, back on the Art Loeb Trail alone, through the beautiful bald sections, through Investor Gap, Flower Gap, Shining Rock Gap, and we set up camp a little bit on the other side of Shining Rock Gap. Day 3 was about 9 miles. Day 3 has been a spectacular day for us.
Yes,
we
it
worked
has.
all trip
Oh yeah.
to get to the rewards of today, and they were bountiful. Beautiful, beautiful hiking for us, perfect weather, and we had a great stroke of luck in that because it's been so cold recently, the Blue Ridge Parkway was actually closed and cut the traffic on Black Balsam Knob down to almost nothing.
Handful of people. That was we had a place to ourselves pretty much. It was great.
It was awesome.
We've got a nice campsite here. Our new buddy Aaron has allowed us to set up at the other side from him, so thank you, Aaron. Met a bunch of cool people today. Craig, who had seen our videos earlier. Shane, who had seen me and Joey in action as well. So thank you guys.
Right on.
We've got dinner in us.
Oof.
The sun has set, and we're gonna settle in for the rest of the evening.
About that time.
That'll be the end of day 3.
Right on.
Good night.
Good night.
All right. Peace.
Good morning.
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 We made it to day 4, the final day of our through hike along the Art Loeb Trail.
Bittersweet.
What
Bittersweet
an
indeed.
adventure that it has been for us over the past several days, from our challenging day 1 to the very cold nights that we have, all the difficult hiking. Very proud of the crew that we have out here, how we all worked together and overcame all the obstacles that came our way and did it with a smile.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely, boys.
Yeah, it's been quite a ride, man. It's been a physical strain, a mental strain, a cold strain. But it's worth every bit of it, as always. I mean, man,
Gilbert.
what a trip so far.
Gilbert's been helping us out a little bit.
Yeah. we had a new mascot on the trip, so
Absolutely.
Keeping the morale
Good
high
vibes.
with a
Killing
big
it.
smile. Last night was much warmer than the
Oh,
nights
yeah.
before. It did
That was
not
great.
get below freezing. This morning has been much more comfortable as we've been getting some breakfast in us and starting to pack up camp. Got about 6 miles to head out today. We're going to go through the Narrows
and then start to descend back to the northern terminus of the Art Loeb Trail where our car is parked. So we're gonna finish getting camp packed up. It'll be time to hit the trail.
Let's do it.
Alrighty.
There's Cold Mountain dead ahead of us. We will not be scaling that on this trip. We've done plenty of climbing as is. They don't call them the Narrows for nothing. A beautiful mossy boulder field as we descend down the Art Loeb Trail on the final few miles of our trip. You can tell the areas where the water runs down the mountain by looking at the streams of mossy boulders. There's been a lot more running water on this stretch of trail than when Joey and I came through 2 years ago.
Alright.
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh, come
Yeah.
here. Come here, beautiful. Oh, look at this.
Wow.
How was it, Shawn?
I am a humbled man. That was tough. Being a bit of a greenhorn, I don't know. If you want to come out here and test yourself a little bit, this is the place to do it. I'm so proud of myself. So proud of all the guys. I'm happy to be done. Not sure if I'd ever do it again, but it was fantastic. I love all you guys. Let's do it again soon.
Alright, Steve, your second backpacking trip, and we take you on one of the hardest trails around in 20-degree weather. How was the experience, buddy?
Man, what a time. Just an experience. I don't have enough to say about it, man. Each day had its own little difficult tasks, little differences every day, but you know, we made it through, made it work. Great time, great time. So proud of everybody. Namely, I got to call out Shawn. He did fantastic. Great crew. I would love to do it again. What a great time.
We made it!
All right.
Yeah.
Woo!
We did it, boys.
That was the longest 6.2 miles that I remember hiking, coming down. But what else can we say about the trip that hasn't already been said? Incredible adventure for us, beautiful hiking. We persevered through every obstacle that came our way. And we accomplished what we set out to do, plus an extra 5 miles for heading the wrong way.
Art Loeb +5.
Yeah. We're gonna go get some real food in us.
Let's do that.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Let's take a look at the map for day 4. We started our final day at our campsite on the north side of Shining Rock Gap. We followed the Art Loeb Trail across Stairs Mountain and through the Narrows to the second deep gap of the Art Loeb Trail, and then we cut down back to our car parked at the Daniel Boone Scout Camp. Day 4 was about 6 miles for a trip total of approximately 35 miles.